Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build. But as you probably noticed in the title and the thumbnail, this is a collaboration. And I'm so excited because I collabed with the extremely talented and very, very kind Ms. Griffey. I'm sure you all already subscribe to her and watch her builds all of the time. She's amazing, and we decided to collab on a little build here in Tartosa. So Ms. Griffey actually built the exterior, and we kind of had this idea for a combined spa and restaurant community lot because there were a handful of community lots in Tartosa. And I personally have been seeing a lot of different spas and restaurants pop up, so I thought it might be a great idea to combine the two. And she built the exterior. You guys saw it right at the beginning of the video, and I include screenshots at the end. It is so freaking beautiful. She was sending me screenshots, and once she sent over the tray files, I literally was shooketh to my core. It was so beautiful, and the lot that she chose with the waterfall in the background, chef's kiss. It was so stunning, and it gave me so much inspiration for the interior, which is of course what we are working on now. So outside, Tanya had actually placed a few different outside dining spaces, so a few different tables for your Sims to sit at outside if that is what they would prefer. And I knew that I likely wanted the interior to be mostly the restaurant. I think the spa component was going to be somewhat minor. I was thinking a place for your Sims to get hand and foot massages, get their nails done, and maybe get a full body massage if they were feeling a little bit spicy. So there are tons of places for your Sims to sit. There is never going to be a full house, at least with how Sims are kind of populated on restaurant lots. There are definitely going to be a handful of open tables for your Sims to choose from. There's some on the first floor as well as the second floor. Now, with this being a bigger lot and kind of serving multiple purposes, I also wanted to make sure that there were plenty of bathrooms. So upstairs is basically dining and I think 4 or 5 additional bathrooms for your Sims to be able to use. There's one down here near the entrance and the kitchens, which I was thinking in my head was more so for the employees, but of course you can't designate that, so it doesn't really matter. And then the spa portion is going to be a little bit smaller, but you can see that we finished up the little entry area where you would go ahead and check in with the host and wait to be seated. And then this is going to be the downstairs dining area, and through the archways is where the outside seating is, as well as a pool. Completely forgot that Tanya added a pool. Such a good idea considering it was a spa. And you know what? If you're here for a fancy night out with your significant other Sim or your family, you can go ahead and jump in the pool. Why the heck not? But I thought it was so beautiful. She actually put these wallpapers, like the stone textures and the flooring, in as placeholders, and I kept them because it was exactly, literally exactly what I was going to end up choosing anyway. So I ended up keeping those, and I just thought it looked so nice. I loved that the first floor was also the medium wall height because I was able to use some of the fancier base game curtains that I've been using in a lot of my Tartosa builds. I also added some beaming details to this dining area down here. The only reason they're not in the other parts of the build is because of the stair placement. For one, with the stairs, it kind of creates this weird thing with the beams if you do it, the spandrels. But I also didn't put it in the little spa area, mainly because I forgot, and now that's embarrassing. But anyway, there's only going to be one waiter station as well. I didn't add an additional one. It's something that you might want to consider doing if you do run this as a restaurant. You might want to put one upstairs with the additional dining space just because it's going to be easier. But this is going to be the kitchen down here. Now it seems small in regards to only having one chef station, the additional countertops, the fridge, but I wanted there to be those wine racks. That's what I'm going to call them. It's like wine storage, but we all know it's called juice in The Sims. But I thought that was going to be a nice detail considering that it just seemed very fitting for this world and the different parts of the world that inspired Tartosa in the first place. But I really liked the kitchen. Of course, for the restaurant to work, you only need the chef station. So all of these additional things are really just details that I wanted to add to make it look a little bit more realistic. However, you may want to consider also adding an additional chef station if you feel as though that's necessary for you to maybe play this restaurant. If your Sim owns it, you might want to do those kinds of upgrades or make those changes, but I knew that one met the requirements. And what I wanted to make sure I did is that this lot met the requirements to be either a restaurant lot or a spa lot. Now, I think the best way to play it would probably be as a restaurant, because at most your Sims might just have to hire a masseuse, but they also might just show up by default. I'm really not sure. Since it's a community lot, they might show up, but I kind of doubt it, so you may have to hire one. I know it kind of breaks that immersion of realism, but there was really no way to combine these two different lot types and have them both function seamlessly the way that I was kind of envisioning it. So anyway, that would be my recommendation. I think that it's kind of like a nice split. If you have a restaurant, a ton of people are going to show up, you'll have Sims all over the place. And if you run it as a spa, the same thing will of course occur, but you won't be able to use any of that restaurant functionality, so it's kind of a bummer. One of my hopes is that in the future, I don't know if this is ever going to happen, but one of my hopes is that we can have multi-purpose community lots that actually function the way that you intend for them to function. Do you know what I mean? You could have a library and a cafe, for example, and if you have it as a cafe, then of course there's going to be a barista and your Sims are going to go there to have coffee, but the library is typically empty and there's no librarian. So it would be really cool if we could designate like 2 different lot types to a single lot. I think that would be really, really cool. I don't know if that's something that the Sims team is considering, but it's something I always think about, and I thought about it even more when I was making this lot and doing the interior. But you can see here that this is going to be the upstairs dining area, so there are an additional 5 tables up here, and they range in size. Oh, actually 6. My bad, I completely missed that one in the corner. But they do range in size, so if you just had your Sim coming with another single Sim, there is a little 2-seater, there's some 4-seaters, some 6-seaters. I wanted there to be a range, and there's also some outside dining, like I mentioned earlier, that also ranges in how many seats they offer. But it was very plainly decorated, but I think that the accents in the style of the chairs and the curtains and really just the stone on the walls and the tile on the floor really just kind of captured, I don't know, it kind of gave it a lot of character without having to add too much decoration. Does that track for all of you? Because that's how I felt. But this is going to be the little spa area, and I added about 3 of those massage chairs so your Sims can get hand and foot massages, get their nails done. Then there's also this little like locker and shower area off the private massage room. There's only 1 table, like massage table, but I thought that would be sufficient because the major attraction really was the restaurant. But I wanted to make sure, of course, that it would still be functional and useful to you and your Sims. And there are going to be these little like gold plated carts between the massage chairs that I really liked using. I think they're from Vintage Glamour stuff, and I just wanted to add little details. You'll see that I put a cash register on this side as well, on the spa side, which of course you don't have to use to go ahead and get any of these services, and it basically is just for show, but I wanted it to look a little bit more realistic rather than just putting these objects down and saying, yep, here you go, it works. But we're pretty much coming up to the end of the build here. So thank you so much to the lovely Tanya for collabing with me. I had so much fun. You guys should go over to her channel, check out her build of the exterior, and I will catch you next time I post a video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.